Pinan Yo.
All right, fantastic. I'm going to do Pinan 4 with some explanation. So you saw Rinchi Galan, he ran the kata so that you could see the one side of it. I'm going to turn around and run the other way. But I do want to point out a couple of things. The beginning of Pinan 4, like I mentioned in Pinan 2, you always chamber your hand like a punch. And then in the Pinan 2, we lay the hand back to back. So in Pinan 4, it's exactly the same, but the hands are open, okay? So I want to make sure to point that out. There's another spot I want to point out is when you do the side kick back fist. Everybody has a tendency, if I have a line right here, everybody has a tendency to want to go side kick back fist and land your foot straight on the line and then try to turn and do the elbow. But I want to be in a good forward fighting stance, so in order to do that, I need to have my foot over just a little bit. So when you learn to do this, you need to learn to do a side kick back fist and then pull the leg over so that you can do your good elbow, okay, and be in a good forward fighting stance. So I want to make sure to point that out. And then the other part that's difficult for a lot of people when they're learning this is the very end. When you're doing the grabbing and you do the here with the knee, you'll notice that as I land, I go at a 45-degree angle. I do the double knife hands at a 45-degree angle. I throw the person at a 45-degree angle. And I step up at a 45-degree angle. And then I slide the foot back and bring my feet together. So sometimes that can be very, very difficult to keep track of because everything is at an angle there at the end. Well, let me go ahead and take you through Pinan Yo, Pinan number 4. And actually, I need to step up just a little bit. So I'm here. Like all the Pinans, we do the bow, we do the school seal, double O block. We go into a wide back stance, and from here, we're just blocking one direction. Then I chamber my hands on the other side, block the other direction. I step with the left foot and cross block low. Step, wide back stance, reinforce block. Position and chamber, and here's what we were talking about. You do the side kick back fist, then you land and you do an elbow. And the hand that did the back fist is the hand that does the grabbing. And then the other hand that was chambered is the elbow. Then I slide up, side kick back fist, and elbow. I look behind me at a 45-degree angle, turn, do a knife hand, kick, palm block, uppercut, and ki. I step out with the left leg and a wide back and do a double block. So it looks like it's in the same position as a middle block on either side, but you just turn both hands palm out. Then I kick right, and the leg you kick with is the hand you punch with first. So now I'm going to punch right, punch left. Now I go a 45-degree angle the other way, double block, left kick, left punch, right punch. Now I go just straight down the line and do a reinforced block, and a reinforced block. I turn at a 45-degree angle in a forward fighting stance and do a double block, then reach like I'm grabbing someone at the head and pulling them into the knee. Then I land at a 45-degree angle and do a double knife hand this direction. Then I imagine someone's punching at me and I grab their arm and throw them behind me. Then I cross step in front of my other foot as I go into a wide back stance and do a double knife hand. Then I return back to the get ready stance or hachi-gachi, feet together, school seal, bow, and that is Pinan Yo. So that is the complete kata. So now Sensei Galan, Rinchi Galan, is going to come out here and be my attacker. And remember, when you're practicing at home, that if you don't have a partner, remember you got to know both the attacker side and defender side. So if you are not comfortable with that, then you need to practice both sides. So run the kata, imagining someone actually punching at you. When you're doing the movement here, you're imagining someone's punching at you and you're blocking it, okay? You're imagining someone's kicking at you and you block their kick and then block their punch, okay? So imagine that as you run the kata, and that will really help you. And then to imagine or to help you with the attacks, imagine the person running the kata. So even if you don't have a partner, imagine the person run the kata and just go to one side, do your low block, and imagine that the person is here blocking, and all you gotta do is step in and punch at their face. Then walk around, imagine they position the other way, and you just step and punch. If you do that, you'll be amazed how much better you'll remember the attacks for the katas, all right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and run through it. There is one thing that's different about Pinan 4 from all the other katas that we do from yellow belt up to black belt, and that is what we do what's called an unanswered block. There are so many times in Pinan 4 where you do a block but no follow-up in the basic translation. Now we understand that when you get to the advanced translations, almost everything is a strike, not a block. But in the beginner translation, we're seeing it as a block. So instead of just leaving it as a block, you get to follow up any way you want. You can do any strike, any kick. And we normally in class, we just ask you to keep it to 1, 2, or 3 things. We don't want to, we want to keep the kata moving, but that's all you do. You follow up as if it was form sparring. So we'll go ahead and demonstrate that. So Pinan Yo. So he's going over to do a right punch, and I position, oi, I block his punch, and now I get to follow up. This is the first unanswered block. So I do a strike, and then I return back into the kata. Now he's coming around the other side. He's doing a left punch, oi, I block his punch, and once again, I get to follow up. Now he's coming to this direction. He's going to do a right kick, left swinging punch. Oi, I block his kick, I block his punch, and once again, I can follow up. From here, I position my hands, and he's going to punch left. And as he punches, I use the back fist to block his punch. I grab his arm as I do a side kick, and then I just pull him into an elbow. Now he comes in on the other side. Oi, I block his back fist, or his punch. I grab, side kick, and elbow. From here, he's coming in with a right kick at a 45-degree angle. Oi, and he follows up with a right punch for my face, and I block and do the knife hand. Then from here, I kick him in the groin. He punches left as he steps backwards, and I go block, uppercut, and ki. Now from here, he's coming in with a 2-hand grab to choke me. Oi, I block his choke, I kick him, and do 2 punches. Now he comes over at a 45-degree angle the other direction. Oi, I block his kick, kick him, and do 2 punches. Now we're imagining almost like in Pinan 2, where he's going to come in with 3 punches. Oi, and I block his first punch, I block his second, I block his third, and once again, I get to follow up. So this is the 4th unanswered block. Now he comes in with a 2-hand grab, and this is a little different. I block his grab, then he reaches underneath and tries to choke me anyways. So I reach under both of his arms and grab his head, and I just pull him right into a knee. From here, he comes in with a right punch. Oi, and I block it, and once again, this is an unanswered block, so I follow up. Now he's doing a left punch, and as he punches, I grab and I throw him behind me. The idea with that is you're imagining there's a wall there, and you're just trying to slam the person into the wall. Now he's coming in with his final left punch, oi, and I block it, and once again, this is the final unanswered block. I follow up and in the kata. So you'll see that there are 6 of those unanswered blocks, okay? There's 3 of them right at the beginning. The first 3 attacks all have the unanswered blocks. And then at the end of the kata, when you go to the, starting with the reinforced block, the last reinforced block, you do an unanswered block there, and then you do the knee, and then after the double knife hand, you do another unanswered block, then you throw the person behind you, and then when you do the cross step and double knife hand, that is your final unanswered block. Now we're just going to run through it, trying to have a little bit of power and form so that you can watch it without any explanation. Wait. Here. Wait. Here. Wait. Hold. Here. Wait. Here. Hold. Wait. Here. Hold. Wait. Wait. Boom. Hip. Boom. Wait. Boom. Hip. Boom. Wait. Boom. 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 Hip. Higher. Wait. Boom. Ah. Wait. Boom. Yeah. Wait. Boom. Wait. Boom. Yeah. All right, keep practicing at home. If you didn't quite catch everything, the great thing about video is you can just do it over and over again. So just rewind the video, go back, and keep practicing. And we'll look forward to seeing you in class already knowing the kata. All right, so we can keep on moving. We missed you, and we'll see you in class soon.